Welcome to the kickoff of this weekend's programming from PWR, brought to you by our YouTube channels, where you can watch all of our episodes on demand for free. And while you're there, be sure to join the thousands who have already subscribed to PWR on YouTube. I'm Linda Kay.
And I'm Julie Smith.
Today on Feedback Friday, we share some of your comments from last week's shows on Roman Reigns and a preview of Brock Lesnar's return to UFC tomorrow night.
It's time for Feedback Friday for July 8th, 2016, here on the channels of PWR.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Feedback Friday for Friday, July 8th, 2016. Damian Nelson sitting here alongside Dave Hero, and Feedback Friday is back after a one-week absence for the holiday. How was your holiday weekend?
My holiday weekend was fantastic. Spent some time at the lake, had shenanigans at Six Flags with Al and Ken Anderson. Al got engaged.
Al did get engaged. Al Snow is engaged to be married.
Who knew? And rumors are the wedding might be at Six Flags in front of the Hall of Justice.
Is that right?
Yes.
With this ring Ivy wed.
Yeah. I wonder if it'd be like a Green Lantern ring.
Are you going to officiate the wedding?
I'm debating. I mean, would that be appropriate?
Why wouldn't it be appropriate?
Well, I guess who else could do it, I guess, right?
I mean, you are ordained to do weddings,
yes. Right? I can do lots of, I'll do a baptism.
You're internet certified to do weddings. Baptism? Is there an internet certification for that as well?
All you need is water.
Let's go to this week's top story, folks. And tomorrow night, Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, will enter the octagon again to take on Mark Hunt in his first UFC fight since returning to WWE in 2012. Now, we've talked about this match quite a bit, and this past week, both Brock Lesnar and even Stephanie McMahon had words about the match. Now, first, let's get to Lesnar's comments. Lesnar was interviewed by Fox Sports, where he revealed more details about how he got approval from WWE Chairman Vince McMahon for the fight. Lesnar said this, and I quote, "Vince giving me the nod to be able to do this. I have great respect for the man, and I think he has a greater respect for Brock Lesnar after I walked out in 2004 and went on to become the UFC champion." Lesnar went on to say, "We're both older and more mature, and it's water under the bridge. I think he knows a happy Brock Lesnar is easier to work with than a Brock Lesnar that's not."
You know what they say? If Mama's not happy, nobody's happy.
So Vince is a man.
Right, but we're talking about Brock.
Mama?
Sable.
Oh!
There's a trickle-down effect. There's that word twice now.
Yeah.
Trickle-down.
Yeah, worked real well.
Yeah. Keep Sable happy. Keep the money coming in.
Where'd you get Sable from?
She's married to Brock Lesnar.
Okay, but Brock revealing some of the conversations, I guess, he and Vince had about this.
He didn't really reveal anything. He just said that Vince is supportive. He didn't say how they got there.
Of course Vince is supportive. He's fighting tomorrow night. So that's not news. But what may have been more newsworthy is what Stephanie McMahon had to say. And to the same point, Stephanie said in an interview with Fox Sports as well, that, and I quote, "We are not supporting the fight necessarily. But, again, it's not a competitor to us." She had earlier said that UFC was not competition, which they say frequently. And the more that our superstars, that's how we refer to our talent, the more they do outside of the WWE, the more awareness it generates, and the broader audience can be that is then brought back to our properties. So we recognize the value of that. So basically, Stephanie's saying that no matter what somebody else does or one of their stars does, when they go outside the realm of WWE, they bring audience members back with them.
They do, and talk about great timing for Brock Lesnar to be back in the UFC.
Saved him, didn't he?
Because now they have a third main event.
And a main event.
Well, no, but I mean, think about it. The first one was Diaz against Conor McGregor. That got scratched. Then you had John Jones. I forgot who he's fighting in a title match. Well, that idiot failed the piss test. So now he's not going to be fighting. Thank God Brock Lesnar is plan C for the UFC. Yeah.
And he's now main eventing that show tomorrow night. So, you're going to be watching UFC 200 tomorrow night?
Well,
are you buying it on your...
I'm going to be in Ashippun with Mr. Anderson.
Okay.
Anderson for an event out there, a free event in Ashippun. And then hopefully if there's time, we'll find a place out in the sticks to go watch the fight.
It's a pretty good conclusion the fight will be playing somewhere out in the sticks, you call them?
Well, Asherpan's like in the middle of nowhere.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But, so you're going to have the whole city at your show?
Yes.
I am going to watch this fight. I may not be able to watch it live, but I'm going to watch this particular fight.
Well, you can watch it, I'm sure, on Instagram or YouTube or Twitter after it's over.
Yeah. We'll get more into the fight in a minute, but McMahon went on to say, Stephanie McMahon went on to say, and I quote about the UFC, they can make a big star, but the second that person loses, they lose credibility. And how do you continue to make that star rise? So I think we have the best of both worlds and the opportunity to tell the stories in the way we want to tell them, which mimics David's comments as of late regarding Brock
I've been
Lesnar.
saying that now for weeks since they announced this fight. Look what happened to Conor McGregor. He loses.
But he became a star with me when he lost that fight.
Right. Look at Ronda Rousey. She loses, boom, no one cares about her anymore.
She's taking time off, though, isn't she?
Well, she has to.
What, because she lost?
Yeah, she has to come back with a whole new repackage, a whole new fire, everything else. Make the people want her to come back.
So some are saying
if Brock Lesnar loses, this is bad for business for WWE.
The over-under on this has this match going, I think, a round and a half. Do you think it's going to be that, longer, shorter, no matter who the victor is?
It is as quick as possible for Brock Lesnar to win. Everyone keeps.
Was that his history? He would win quickly?
Yeah. Everyone would tell me that this Hunt guy is a hell of a puncher.
It's got a strong punching game, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Let's just hope Brock can pull it off and get that win and be done. There's no reason for him to be in the UFC. I get it. It's ego.
You just hate it.
I don't. It's not good for business for Brock Lesnar. He loses the beast incarnate. The stigma of him being a dominant WWE superstar is gone.
Oh, we'll find out tomorrow night.
Mark Hunt.
Yes?
No knock on him. I don't know him. It's a very generic name. Okay? Mark Hunt.
I think he's British, you know.
He's Samoan.
Oh,
he's a
British?
Yeah.
A British Samoan. That explains the accent. Thank you.
But it's just, you know, a guy that no one really knows in wrestling.
In wrestling,
in
yeah,
wrestling.
Right. You've diminished his star power in the UFC. He's a pretty big star in the UFC.
No, yes, agreed. But I'm saying in the world of pro wrestling, a guy named Mark Hunt, who 98% of the wrestling fans don't know who that is, including me, okay, now beats the beast incarnate, the guy that ended the streak, the guy that killed John Cena, okay? Well, now gets knocked down a couple pegs. Now he's not a huge draw anymore.
Well, we'll find out what happens in the fight tomorrow night from Las Vegas, UFC 200. But right now, let's go to our correspondent, Cal Hero. It's a Summer of Cal, Dave.
Again?
To find out what's going on this weekend on Fight TV.
Coming up this weekend on Fight TV, Full Impact Pro presents Declaration of Independence tonight live from Orlando, featuring Fred Yeehee defending his title against the Monster Tarver. Then, tomorrow night, Pro Wrestling Revolution brings you Lucha Libre action from California, featuring Blue Demon Jr. defending his title against Hijo de Trump. Remember, you can catch Feedback Friday and Primetime TV each week on Fight TV, and you can download the app free right here now on iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's the people. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? Because love has no labels.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Feedback Friday.
On
Damian
Fight
Nelson
TV.
sitting alongside David Arrow. Yes, absolutely. You know what? We are on our way to transitioning this show, Feedback Friday, to its very own channel on Fight TV. It is very exciting, and also you'll find our programming soon scheduled on Fight TV, much like Ring of Honor Monday nights at 7 o'clock. You'll be able to get prime time on Saturday nights at, I believe it's going to be just earlier than our broadcast on My 24. So
like
it'll be around
9:58?
Yes, exactly. We'll start 2 minutes early like Raw and Nitro used to do. And then Feedback Fridays at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern we'll push live on the Fight TV app. So be sure, if you haven't already, as Cal told you to do, download that app. Guess what? It costs you how much?
$0.
It is free to download, and while there is some paid content on it, most content is free, including Ring of Honor Wrestling and the Pro Wrestling Report. But we are also available on YouTube, and last week on Primetime, we discussed the fact that WWE publicly addressed the suspension of Roman Reigns on Raw, and we even speculated how Roman would be received upon his return at Battleground, in which he is a participant in the main event. Well, anytime we talk about the guy, it generates a lot of response and comments from the audience. So let's get right to them. Firstly, a user by the name of Kane D. Bad Guy chimed in and said, and I quote, "Why did no one accuse WWE fans of cheering for Roman Reigns because it was cool? He gets booed now, so everyone against him is a smart IWC or jealous man. It's been over 2 years since his push began. Stop making excuses for a poorly written character, a man who is uncomfortable with what he is being told to do."
How does he know that? Has he sat down with Roman Reigns, and has Roman Reigns says, "I'm uncomfortable being me"?
Who was it recently? It was a podcast. I don't remember which one, so I apologize for not giving the proper credit, but they spoke of their knowledge of Roman Reigns and the challenge with Roman Reigns, comparing him to Randy Orton. We have said on this program, Randy Orton's a dick, right?
It's a prick with ears.
He has said that.
But to be fair, we don't know him personally.
No, but he has said that. He said he's a jerk. And some are saying that Roman Reigns has an arrogance that is similar to Randy Orton, and we've all seen how well Randy Orton performs as a face versus as a heel, and the comparison was being made between the two talents. So maybe there is some legitimacy or some viability to the fact that Roman Reigns may not be properly suited to play the character role that he's been given.
People knock Roman. He's drawn money.
But that's not vividly obvious to the audience.
Well, how would they know?
How would they know anybody has?
Yeah.
That's the thing. They don't care who draws money or who doesn't draw money.
Look at all of the Roman Reigns T-shirts and action figures. I mean, it's there. I mean, people want to deny it, but it's true. He is a legit star. And yeah, has he been forced down our throats for the last 2 years? Sure. But again, who else is there? Seth Rollins got his run. He got hurt.
And he did.
Dean Ambrose has his run.
He has.
Let's not forget, they gave Daniel Bryan how many runs and kept getting hurt. CM Punk had his run and he quit. The two guys that they complain the most about, Roman Reigns and John Cena, have been pretty...
They're the moneymakers.
Durable.
Yeah, that's true. Well, John Cena just came back from injury.
Okay, but over 10 years?
Yes,
come on.
you're right.
Cesaro got hurt, right?
I got to get one of them suits, by the way. I just want to do it once.
I don't want you to be pulling your clothes up.
I'll wear something under it.
Promise?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of awkward. But think about it. Everyone that you know, Neville hurt. I mean, all these guys get hurt. Bray Wyatt hurt. So yeah, let's not push the guys that are durable, I guess.
Sage Sam said, and I quote, "It's not cool to boo Roman Reigns, you idiots. If you refer to us as WWE fans, that's correct. We are not fans."
Wait. Who is he calling idiots?
You and I.
Did he even spell it right?
It's difficult with the lack of capitalization and misplaced punctuation, but we'll try to read this as best we can. We are not fans of Roman Reigns. Most fans don't boo the person they are fans of. It doesn't make it cool to not like him. He just doesn't resonate with us men.
I love how they capitalized men in that one. Doesn't resonate. So what does resonate with him?
I think it truly goes back to the comment of whether people realize it or not. It is the Sable analogy, and I can't believe how much we've been talking about Sable for the last 2 weeks on television here. This is for all the women who want to be me and all the men who came to see me. That's what it is. Roman Reigns is incredibly popular. He addressed it himself last time he was in the ring, incredibly popular with women and children first.
Yeah, exactly.
John Cena,
Because
incredibly
women like
popular
superheroes,
with women and
or
children
kids like
first.
superheroes, and women like good-looking jack guys.
Now let me ask you this. Did women and children like Stone Cold Steve Austin as much as the men did?
Yes.
They were a very small part of the audience at that time.
Here's
though.
why. Because guys wanted to be Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was relatable.
Yes.
So what about The Rock? Is The Rock really, Rock, Hogan, are they really the two most well-rounded stars and be able to resonate with every portion of the audience
I would say Rock,
ever in
Hogan,
wrestling?
and Austin. I'll put Austin in there.
Every star. So kids, women, children,
Yes.
senior citizens, everybody.
How many times do we see little kids flip off people with
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You know?
It was a smaller segment of the audience then, though,
Yeah.
because they weren't
Right.
catering to children as much. So difficult to truly evaluate. But interesting point. And thank you for that comment, Sage Sam. Thank you for all of your comments, by the way.
He called us. Why are you thanking him for calling us idiots?
He's entitled to his opinion.
No, he's not. It's our show.
Thanks for those comments. And folks, in order to have your comment considered for use on the show, all you have to do, it's real simple.
Have a thesaurus.
2 steps.
And a dictionary.
2 steps.
That's the
4
2
steps,
steps.
apparently. 2 steps. First, click on that gimmick over there. Subscribe to the Pro Wrestling Report channel here on YouTube. That costs you nothing. You get notifications whenever we push new episodes out, including last night's Double D podcast and tomorrow night's prime time as well. And then all you have to do is comment on our episodes, and we will select the most thought-provoking and useful
How many
comments to
comments do you
share
think we
each
would
week.
read if we did go by, like, 3rd grade English grammar skills? Like, if it had to be properly written with...
You know, we had this conversation, and on many things, like even yesterday's Double D and some of the Real Talk podcasts that I've done, there have been some incredibly well-written and articulate responses to a lot of the comments that we've made.
Again, but how many would we use?
Folks, we are going to find out what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on Prime Time. Let's go to the girls, the ladies, if you will, to give us a preview of tomorrow night's show.
Thanks to those of you who commented on last week's shows, and you too can be a part of Feedback Friday by commenting on our videos right here on YouTube.
Also, be sure to interact with PWR on our social media channels.
Follow at PWR Show on Twitter and on Facebook at facebook.com/PWR Show.
We will see you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock p.m. on an all-new primetime TV.
All that and all the hot news from WWE, TNA, ROH, and NXT, along with DWHS and more on My24 Milwaukee, YouTube, Fight TV, and PWRShow.com.